When my blades touch that ice, I know what I'm supposed to do. I want to be the best in the world.
I want to make you a star. Boarding school.
I have to train with her. It's about my future.
This school doesn't offer scholarship for figure skating. You start hockey training in a week.
Hockey? I can't play hockey. Can you tell me the girls' hockey team's practicing? We are the girls' hockey team. Oh. Right on.
Come on, girls. Move. And down. Caitlin, get in there.
I don't think so.
Now!
Does anyone else think this is going to go horribly, horribly wrong?
This is what you wanted.
Mom, I can't get a break anywhere.
I told you this was going to be hard.
Caitlin had spent her entire life looking out only for herself,
What are you doing here? I have no idea anymore.
in pursuit of a golden dream,
That's what I want. Focus, steel, a champion.
until a new challenge
Want a piece of me? No, honey, I want the whole thing.
created new goals and new friends.
I can't believe the effect you're having on them. It's like they're a whole new team.
And up and over.
Do you play like this? And that championship is ours!
When your whole life changes, should your dreams change too?
They're my friends. I owe them something.
What about what you owe yourself? This is your moment.
The Disney Channel original movie, Go Figure, coming up next on Disney Channel.
Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of the Happiest Cast on Earth, the show where we review anything and everything that was somehow released by the Walt Disney Corporation. I am your host, as always, Ryan Johnson. Joining me today is the lovely Michael Williams.
Hi.
So, Michael, since this is your very first time on the show, go ahead and give us a little introduction about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Please explain what's in your basement. All that jazz.
Hi, my name's Michael. I'm currently a bartender slash server, and I will not be going into what is in my basement. That is none of your business. But I know Ryan, and I've known Ryan for a very long time. And yeah, so that's me.
One could say a little too long, if you ask me.
Yeah, you might find out what's in my basement.
Oh God, I am scared about that. But thankfully, what we're talking about today has nothing to do with basements. Today, we shall be taking a gander at the Disney Channel original movie, Go Figure. Now, Michael, were you aware of this movie's existence at all beforehand?
I was not.
No. I was only vaguely aware of it because another podcast that I listen to, which coincidentally is also about Disney movies, covered this one day during one of their episodes, and they did not like it whatsoever. They thought it was a very bad movie, so I was not necessarily looking forward to talking about this on the show, especially because, well, it was chosen randomly with our wonderful wheel of names, so wasn't really happy when it got chosen, but I watched it anyways, and I gotta say, it was okay. Nothing awful, but at the end of the day, nothing really anything to write home about.
So pretty middle of the road, I guess. You know, not as bad as the other people were saying. Are these people that, review Disney movies often? Or like
Yeah, you can say that.
So that means they had a pretty good I mean, if anybody were to say it was bad, I understand why you'd be not excited to watch it. But okay.
But yeah, I thought the movie was pretty mid overall. It was nothing really to this movie in terms of good stuff, but I wasn't opposed to its existence.
I got you. What do you think like the strongest point was? What do you think the thing that if anything, was your favorite part or aspect of it?
That's interesting because I'd have to think about what type of good things were in this.
Okay, there you go. See, but just while it's fresh in your mind, you know.
Well, I will say this. So like the movie is about like it's about like a figure skater trying getting a hockey scholarship and trying to like become a hockey player while also balancing figure skating. And I do think that like the choreography for the figure skating is really really good because like as far as I'm aware, all of the actresses that are figure skating were actually figure skating. They didn't like get any extras or like doubles to like do any of that. Like that's all those kids doing the figure skating, which I I don't know if like they specifically sought out an actress to that specifically was a figure skater as well, or they just taught this kid how to be a figure skater, but it looked really good regardless. So I will give the movie that. But it is filled with on the contrary, some classic Disney Channel acting. As
Oh,
in everybody is has so much ham that they had a whole Christmas dinner. That type of acting, you know.
yeah, yeah.
Especially from the little brother, his performance was just so so animated, but in not the fun way. You know what I
Like,
mean?
yeah, like the yeah, pretty robotic and like at one after the other.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly like that. Yeah, his whole deal is that like it's a, like the stereotypical like Disney family dynamic where like the little brother hates the big sister and like beforehand like his big thing was like he was into hockey and once his sister suddenly got a hockey scholarship and like started doing all the hockey things he decided to quit hockey and was like, hey, let's do this robotics thing and I'm gonna build a robot. And part of me was kind of hoping, I don't know if hope is the right word, but definitely intrigued to see if it was actually going to build like like a big old sci-fi robot because that is typically the type of thing that like these Disney movies, Disney Channel movies at the time would do. But no, it's just a bat like a little battle bot, like remote control like car robot, which has dinosaur noises. Like I'm not kidding. Like when the car like opens like its little like jaw that it has with like blades in it, it makes a dinosaur growl.
Does it resemble any kind of dinosaur whatsoever?
I don't think it did. It was just
It
it
was
just
just a
had its like
mouse. It was
it was
just a
just
mouse.
yeah, exactly. It opened up and was supposed to like demolish like other like cars, I guess, but it had a dinosaur noise.
I mean,
But
they just picked. They were just like, all right, we're slapping a dinosaur noise on there. It works. It's fine.
exactly. I just want to like let all the listeners know that Michael was sadly unable to watch the movie beforehand. So that's why I'm kind of like doing more of like a describing to him about this. But it's fine. At least one of us watched it, but we're having a good time. Plus, this isn't the first time this has happened on the show because when we covered Dracula 2000, I was the only one who watched the movie at that point, if longtime listeners remember that. So,
Thank you for your grace, Ryan. I haven't been able to find it, and I've been trying to set it up to where I can watch pirated thing, well, completely legal Disney Plus things on
right,
my
right, right.
Xbox, and I just can't. The Xbox has trouble, going through third party sites, um, and my phone dies quickly, and my apartment is very hot, and because I only have one window unit and I need all the plugins for not my phone. So yeah, no, it's been rough, Ryan. But
I'd imagine, but hey, we have completely legal methods of watching Disney Channel
fully
movies around these parks, and
fully
some,
legal.
sometimes, sometimes it can be hard to do things completely legally. So, like going back to the beginning of the movie, we 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 witness we witness our girl. Her name is Caitlin doing a little figure skating routine, and there's this rival girl. I forget her name. It's probably Marsha or something. Just going show off. It's almost like it's the most show offy sport in the world, that being figure skating.
It's kind of like the point for you to make it as extravagant as it can be. So that seems like
Because you
that's
want the attention of the judges to like give you good points, you know?
that's like the whole name of the game, yeah. And show off is just like um going back to what you said about like the Disney script, the like one liner, the Disney one liner stuff,
Yeah. Yeah, how dare you play that sport correctly? There's all we
How dare you do a good job?
we also have a classic Disney Channel movie staple of having narration for the sole point of they didn't feel like actually showing you or introducing you to the characters, so do it through narration. Or something went wrong in post and they just needed to fix it through narration.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
So you that's like a lazier tactic, you think?
pretty much, yeah. Because
Unless it like calls for it, which probably didn't. They probably could have.
yeah, yeah, like a lot of times, a good amount of times, like narration can be very helpful. Like especially if it's like supposed to be like a story being told like to somebody like within the context of the narrative. But like with the movie here, it's literally just at the very beginning and at the very end. So it's almost like, oh, we don't know how to start our movie. Let's just have narration with or narration just to fix some things that we forgot to film or that we're too lazy to actually write. Like,
It sounded like you didn't really enjoy this movie that much.
maybe, maybe you could say that.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
We also get introduced to our we also get introduced to the titular girls coaches, which are just the most basically what you would think of when you think of just a typical like child's like coach, and like especially the guy, because like it's like a man and a woman. Like the guy is like kind of like overly like flamboyant in a way.
Like,
It's like
"Hey, come on, let's go, woo, 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 woo," like stuff like that.
yeah, more like oh you gotta do it. You're gonna be
Oh,
great.
I
Come
thought
on,
you
come
meant
on.
flamboyant in like
Yeah,
one of them's a. Oh, then I thought it was like I have. Okay, I got you.
yeah.
I
it's
got you.
it's those types of guys, and the funny thing is the coaches don't really do that much outside of like that first scene. We occasionally cut back to them to like talking to to her because like she idolizes her coaches in a way, but they don't really do much for the rest of the story outside of like that initial scene. So at that point, like once the rest of the movie happens, you just kind of get rid of them.
And I mean, wouldn't they play a big part in you know, getting her to where she would want to be, getting like achieving that goal, working
They
harder and stuff? Like that seems like a big that
they
seems like a
don't. The funny thing is they don't because there's a Russian lady who clearly isn't actually Russian. She comes in and like she's a big renowned like figure skating coach, and she's like, I like that Caitlin girl. She's going to be my new protege, and I'm gonna give her a scholarship. And she's so Russian that she gives her the nickname Sputnik.
That's funny. That's funny. For those who don't know, me and Ryan have a special connection to Sputnik. Um,
we Michael and I have been in multiple times a musical adaptation of the book Rocket Boys, which was the inspiration for the movie October Sky with Jake Gyllenhaal. And one of the first songs is about Sputnik, and it's called Sputnik, which, in fact, actually just went to Charleston the other day and picked up one of his other books, The Colwood Way. So
I actually have very nearby the book that you are talking about. Oh, well, maybe we don't.
is it signed?
Tis
Oh, it is.
Homer Hickam. Here, let me find it for you.
Dear old Homer
I
Hickam
got
himself.
I got a brain blast.
Oh,
No, yeah, Homer Hickam came to watch our mine and Ryan's show, and it was a really good time. It was a really good time.
yeah. He's a real good guy. Very knowledgeable.
He really is a very nice guy. I've heard other things, but he's very nice.
Yeah. Well, while Michael is frantically searching his apartment for his
Dude,
copy.
it was in arm's reach. It was in arm's reach.
Oh, there it is.
I don't know if it's reversed on the camera, but probably. But yeah,
I can see it clear as day. So, for those of you that are just listening to this is Michael's copy of Rocket Boys, and it is signed.
it is not signed. The signed one is in Beckley. I'm currently in North Carolina.
Well,
Another version.
I have a signed copy here somewhere, is most likely in my mom's classroom. But I do have a T-shirt that was signed and a DVD of October Sky that was signed. So,
Oh, so he got more signatures than me.
I mean, every time I've done the show, I've done it 3 times. I've had him sign at least one piece of memorabilia I've had.
I'm 1 for 2.
If we ever do it a 4th time, then I'll have another piece for him to sign.
What is that book?
The Colwood Way.
Oh, Colwood.
Dear old Colwood. That's one
Your
of
old
the.
Colwood.
You can tell how much I want to talk about this movie because we're just talking about random stuff that is the most tangentially related to it as possible.
I apologize. I did not help in tracking back to the movie.
You did not. You did not. So, yeah, she gets the scholarship and she's kind of forced onto this hockey team simply because it's a way to get her to this school where she can take this prestige like figure skating class, but they don't have figure skating scholarships. And to the movie's credit, I did look it up because it did say that there are no figure skating scholarships in America. I had my doubts, but there were in fact 0 figure skating scholarships in America the year this movie came out. So
Okay.
surprising.
Props to Disney. Props to Disney.
Points of the movie for accuracy. And but like the crazy method that like she got into like doing this hockey scholarship is that the Russian lady talks to like the hockey coach, and he says that she'll let her on the team if like he goes out on a date with the Russian lady, and it worked. Like, and the funny thing is that, like they're not like a thing for the rest of the movie, so I guess the little sexual assault thing kind of worked. You can clip that, by the way.
Please, please.
So So she's packing her things up. She's nervous about playing hockey because like she's never played hockey. She's only done figure skating, and one of them is a stuffed animal that looks like if Big Bird was a hillbilly because it's just like this big yellow bird with like spots on its stomach for some reason and just straw hair. So another little reference to a show Michael had done. He had a pretty little straw hat on. I'm not gonna get into that reference. You're gonna have to figure it out for yourself.
That's right.
Yeah. So she gets to the school. She tries out hockey. She's very, very bad to the point where she can't even skate. And the movie does acknowledge this the fact that is because there are no toe picks on hockey skates where there are on figure skates. Because you'd think it'd be similar, but no, they're completely different types of skates to the point where later on she tries figure skating and hockey skates and falls flat on her face. That was skipping way ahead, but yeah, she's not doing a very good job just at the game in general. And she speaks to the coach and says, "Hey, you're only here so you can have a scholarship and do the figure skating thing, so you're just going to be benched for the whole season." And they're fine with that. But
I was about to say, wouldn't she enjoy that? Wouldn't that be kind of the goal, maybe? Or
she's fine with that. But she isn't very much appreciated of the fact that the entire hockey team just kind of hates her. And the fact that like they all just kind of hate figure skaters in general. They call them twirl girls, and bunch of loonies that bring their stuffed animals with them and their glitters and everything. And her dear girl Caitlin brought stuffed animals with her to this boarding school scholarship thingy. But it gets worse because when she actually does the figure skating, all of these preppy little white girls hate her, so she just is not having a good time in either space, even though she's doing a good job figure skating. She's just the teacher's pet because the Russian lady is like giving her all the praise.
they're in every position to feel a certain way about her. I mean, it's a lose lose for her because when she sucks at hockey, they don't like her, and then when she does a good job figure skating, they don't care, and they still don't like her even maybe even more. Seeing the what did they call them? Twirl girl?
Yeah, twirl girls is what they call them.
Yeah, in action.
So during on the hockey team, one of the assistant coaches is this guy. I honest to God don't even know if they ever said his name. I think it was Connor. But the moment you see this guy, you're like, oh, they're gonna make him and the main girl fall in love because that's literally how all Disney Channel movies worked at this point in time. And lo and behold, it was exactly correct. It was as predictable as the sun coming up, you know. And he's just the most generic Disney Channel dude you've ever seen. Like the most like when you think of like what the early 2000s thinks like pretty boys, like popular like boys look like, is this guy. Like he plays guitar, he has this crazy raspy voice, but he's got nice blonde hair. He's so cool. Oh, but
And
she
he wears V-necks.
oh, I don't think he wears a V-neck in the movie, but if he did, it would be perfect.
Oh man, that would be one. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, well, there's that. So that's a positive, you know? So
No V-neck, at least right now. But yeah, obviously, dear old Kaylin is like, get a load of this guy. I hate him. Sure you do. That's why you kiss at the end. Because you hate each other. But he eventually finds out that like she's also like a figure skater because like he overhears the conversation between the coach and the Russian lady, and he keeps the secret to himself until one day where they're walking to practice or from practice, one of the two, and he just lets it slip that, oh, you're late for your figure skating practice.
Oh, that slip is pretty monumental. It's
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, you might be late for your like rehearsal or your practice, whatever. But like figure skating and then that's crazy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Although what's even crazier is earlier in the movie, she tries to like you know practice hockey, even though she doesn't really care for the sport, but she wants to be the best at everything she does. So she's practicing, even though and especially even though she was promised to be benched for the whole season, and that she's just mainly there for figure skating. And she has a little moment with this like I don't know, Ethan guy or whatever his name was. I genuinely can't remember his name. So
Connor, Ethan,
he's just gonna
Ian.
he's just gonna be a different name every time, I've decided. They're having this cute little moment. But then the popular figure skater girls invite her to a party, and you just know something's gonna happen, and something happened. They asked her to get cups out of the supply closet, and oh, they poured paint on her. Oh, but
That's a classic.
yeah, but the crazy thing is they set up this whole like Rube Goldberg like Home Alone trap, and like she would like get the cups and just stand there for like 5 seconds, not doing anything, and just have the paint dump on her. Because it'd be one thing if she just walks into the room and the paint falls on her, but no, she gets the cups off of the shelves. This like rope thing he pulls, and it takes like 5 seconds for the paint to actually dump on her because it is like a Rube Goldberg machine almost. But oh well, it works
What was she
regardless.
doing? Yeah, what was she doing in that 5 seconds?
I guess she was just admiring the cups or something. I don't know.
Are these the right ones? Hmm.
Yeah, because she gets paint on her, but they also lock her into the supply closet. So, but it sucks because she had a figure skating practice right after that, like a private lesson with a Russian lady, which is awful because her idol, her idol was there. That being the one and only Christy Yamaguchi, famed figure skater who I've definitely heard of before watching this movie. Although I did discover that this is actually the second time I've talked about a piece of media on this podcast that features Christy Yamaguchi because she hasn't been in a lot of movies and TV shows. She's a skater, of course, but one of the first episodes of this show that I did was on an episode of Fresh Off the Boat where she had a cameo. So,
Interesting.
and I think she's only been in like one other movie or TV show, and I think it's also Disney owned. So we might get that soon in the future. Who knows? But she's basically just there to be like to just show her skating, and basically we have the Russian lady be like, "Hey, look what you missed. I gave the lesson to the popular girl who hates you." But you know, dear old Caitlin still has a nice little chat with Yamaguchi, which is like, "Hey, that Russian lady kind of sucks, but hey, you're pretty good. You'll be
You can
fine."
overcome this. You this like you're gonna be great.
But then she doesn't overcome it. She realizes she sucks and she runs away back home. But eventually she talks to her mom, who apparently was also a figure skater, but did not think to tell her daughter, even though she had been figure skating for years. Like, you'd think that would come up at some point, right?
Yeah.
the second her daughter gets interested in figure skating, mom will be like, "Huh, I used to figure skate when I was a kid. Let me show you some of the ropes." Or maybe the kid would have got into figure skating because of her mom, and like she would see like roll trophies and stuff like that, and the kid would be like, "Hey, that looks like a lot of fun," you know?
Yeah, I can see both those. I mean, even if would it did it end up being like a really sore spot for her mom that she was a figure skater because something happened, or like it just never came up?
Well, she had kids. That's what happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah, definitely. If it wasn't, she definitely could have told her at some point, even if it wasn't the exact first time that she was like, "I like figure skating." This is what I like to do.
Yeah,
That's
like you're not gonna.
crazy. Like waiting till this point to tell her all this. Like, that seems. Yeah.
Yeah, because it feels like yeah, because clearly like she won trophies, so like talking to her daughter like when she wants to start, be like, "Hey, this is what I was capable of when I was doing all of this, so you can do it too."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So she gets back into it, and she starts to being really, really good at hockey because she was attributing her figure skating techniques to it. She's really using her body into it, even though the skates aren't the same. And she teaches the other hockey girls ballet as a way to be better at hockey, which I guess works. It worked for them because they keep winning games, but uh-oh, conflict happens, Michael. Conflict.
Oh no.
That being that there is a championship for figure skating and the last game of the hockey season on the same day at the same time.
An ultimatum.
Which you'd think this school having two distinct sports probably wouldn't make them overlap like that, but lo and behold, they did. One other thing I just want to quickly mention is that one of the teams that the hockey team was fighting was called the Wildcats. And with this being a Disney Channel movie, my mindset instantly went to High School Musical because that's the name of the name of the
Isn't that
basketball.
their name?
That was the what? Yeah, they're named Wildcats there. Although they're obviously not the same Wildcats, but this was before High School Musical, so part of me wonders if the High School Musical people saw this movie or at least read a script and they were like, "Hey."
Just recycled it. Yeah.
Knowing the cheap turnaround of Disney Channel movies, I wouldn't be surprised if it was that quick. But, anyways, dear old Caitlin is double booked, so she has a decision to make. She asks everybody what she thinks would be the best decision, and she eventually goes with the hockey game. However, all of her family went to the figure skating tournament because they thought that's where she would be. However, the subplot with the brothers robot finally comes into play, so they decide to delay the competition by having the robot just roam around the ice rink and just wreak havoc because because nobody can essentially catch what is essentially just a toy car because pretty much what he made was a toy car. Impressive, but not really a robot, kinda. But I definitely wasn't not expecting a big old standoff between the robot that sounds like a dinosaur and a Zamboni that is almost depicted as being sentient because you could just barely see the guy driving it. So I kind of wish that the movie got a little bit weirder. Like, if we had like moments of weirdness like that throughout the whole movie and just made it a little bit more weirder, we might have had something. I'd rather you go all the way with your weirdness instead of just give me just a hint of weird. Like, that would have been some cool, funny, weird stuff. We just went all the way with it. Like, give me that just through the whole movie. But now that's because it's so different from the rest of the movie. That segment would
Probably
just
would have made it. It probably would have made it land better.
exactly, you know. So they play the hockey game. They lose, but hey, they still made it to the end of the season, which the team never did. So they're still happy, and they're happy for dear old Caitlin. And they figure out that the tournament got delayed. So she starts rushing, but oh no, she drops her bag, and now all her hockey friends finds out that she's a twirl girl. How dare! But she has no time to react, so she grabs her things and gets. But she's missing one of her figure skating skates. So she puts on her hockey skates instead because she did really well on them. But as you would expect, there's no toe pick, Michael. There's no toe pick. So she falls flat on her face.
Oh, toe pick.
No toe pick. But her hockey friends, they show up just in time. Actually, no, they don't show up just in time with the other skate. They show up, but they won't let her get back into skate. But they just keep on, I kid you not, they start chanting, let her skate. And the whole crowd is chanting, let her skate. And it works. And the rest of the movie is just her skating for 3 straight minutes. First, she's skating to classical music. Then it gets into hip hop because Disney Channel. And lo and behold, she makes the finals. She's in the team. She's in the little skating team. She's gonna go places figure skating wise. And lo and behold, the movie ends. She learns to appreciate her game and have friends at the same time. I guess that the Russian lady is still a bit of a bossy people who makes teenage girls cry in the bathroom. She learned
Yeah.
nothing. And that's go figure, Michael.
Ever after.
Johnny Hooper almost mended. You gotta stop referencing shows we've done that
You did
listeners
the
don't
past
know
two. The
about.
past two. Hey. The past two you have referenced. Okay. The past two you have. Not me.
I just said the word Sputnik.
You saw my face and then you fucking went more. And then you. Excuse me.
Sure, whatever.
We'll do it live.
Okay, so after me describing this movie to you, Michael, would that make you want to seek it out if you had the means to?
If I had the means to. Honestly, the way you're making it sounds like it would be a fun watch. But it wouldn't be something that I would want to watch and like, is this a good movie or not? I'm gonna go into it with what we've already discussed and then dissect it from there. But maybe, yeah. Um, if the choreography is good,
It does have really good skate choreography, so I will give the movie that.
yeah. I mean, cameo from actual figure skate, like that seems pretty cool. Yeah, I think I would.
So on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being a big old grand castle and 1 being a big old giant Pooh Bear, how would you rate your interest in watching it instead of rating your opinion on the movie because you didn't watch it?
Okay, Shade. I would say I don't know. It's not a Pooh Bear, but it's not a castle. What is 3?
3 is good, middle of the road.
Ah, I thought you were gonna have like a cool like gas station or something. You're like,
A gas station.
yeah, because like Castle and Pooh Bear, I feel like middle of the road's gas station. 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven's not. Heather's isn't a Disney reference, and you know that.
I know.
So I guess 3 is how we would rate it.
Yes.
I'd go. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. After watching it, I'd probably give it a 2.5. It's not the worst thing. There are some good things in it. But overall, I just think there are better movies out there. There's probably better Disney movies about hockey and or ice skating. Just look at Mighty Ducks, man. Mighty Ducks is right there, which also had a cameo from the real world figure skater Christy Yamaguchi. Which, if we get that in like the next 4 months, that'd be insane.
At that point, there just has to be one about the figure skater.
Exactly. Just give us the Christy Yamaguchi like Disney Plus documentary or something. I don't know. But anyway, guys, that will be it for this week's episode of the Happiest Cast on Earth. Michael, thank you so much for coming on to the show and hearing me talk about a movie you've never seen.
Anytime, Ryan.
Uh,
I apologize for my lack of ability to legally acquire the movie.
that's fine by me. Do you have anything you would like to plug?
No,
Y'all can go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Spotify page of the Happiest Cast on Earth and my other 2 channels, Mr. Johnson and Weird TV. And please be sure to join us next week on the Happiest Cast on Earth, where we shall be taking a look at the ABC sitcom Less Than Perfect, Season 1, Episode 16, Breaking Up. But until then, I will see you later. Bye. With the Kurt Cobain painting.
yep.
He thinks that's not the only like piece of Nirvana memorabilia in your apartment.
You think's right.
Surprised you don't have a whole shrine.
People say they're like overrated, and like I will agree to like a certain extent, but man, like just every single most of all of their discography just hits in some specific weird way for however you're feeling in that specific time. I don't actually listen to them too much recently, but like every time it comes on, I'm like, yeah, like it's.
I mean, I'm not as into them as you are, clearly, but I've never listened to a Nirvana song I didn't like, even the weird ones.
That's my point. See, beans, beans.